Now, Antigua has a very limited marketing budget. When you're going to a place like China, Japan, Hong Kong, unless you have a lot of money to spend to make an impact, just spending a little bit of money with some, you don't really make any impact, it's going to be very difficult for you to really achieve the type of success that you want to achieve. For me, I am for consolidation. I believe we need to diversify. You mentioned Brazil. You mentioned some of the other countries. I feel, in terms of diversification, I am for South America, mainly Brazil, and I am for Russia. But before we can really get the fruits of those efforts, we need to get airlift. Because somebody coming from Russia who wants to come to, say, Antigua, they have to fly to Heathrow. Then they have to change from Heathrow to Gatwick. Then they have to do another 8-hour flight to Antigua. That's 16 hours. Now, to the person who wants a vacation, it's easier for them to take a direct flight from Moscow to somewhere in Europe or North Africa or Asia. You go one flight, that's it, and you knock it off, rather than a two-step approach. Now, in our case, if we can get airlift out of Moscow, where you're on the same flight, you may stop off somewhere, maybe for the refueling or whatever it is, and then you continue your journey, but you don't have to shift like from Heathrow to Gatwick. Right. Similarly, Brazil. If you want to come from Brazil to Antigua, you're going to have to go to Miami. Again, a lot of people don't want that. It's easier for them to just go to the States or go to another South American country or take a direct flight from wherever they're traveling. If we can get a direct flight, and the reason why I'm saying all of this is because I know efforts are on the way for these to happen. Flight out of Eastern Europe and also flights out of Brazil, so that people can come directly to Antigua and Barbuda. But for me, if I had to spend a marketing dollar today, I would prefer to spend it where Antigua and Barbuda is a known name. Known, K-N-O-W-N, not a no name. Right. So that when you spend, for $5 you spend, I think you get a better return on it. I would go for Canada. I think Canada has tremendous potential, and we can put more effort into Canada. I still think the northeastern seaboard of the United States is still our best bet. Let us remember, Antigua has less than 5,000 rooms. I think it's just in the region of 4,000. So when you have 4,000 rooms, there's no need for you to market extensively to 300 million people, because you can only accommodate a very small amount of those people. But I am for going into those markets where we already have an established name. Now, the UK is experiencing difficulty, and the US is experiencing difficulty, and that's why I think Canada can do well. We tried Germany, and that had mixed fortunes. That was not a sure shot, but nonetheless, it was worth doing. And if we can concentrate on those areas where Antigua and Barbuda is known, and then gradually move into some of those areas, to me, not as Antigua and Barbuda, but as the Caribbean. We've been to China, we've been to fairs in China, we've had extensive discussions, both China and Japan. But the point I made first, the money that we have is not enough individually to make an impact. But if we go in as a Caribbean, to the Caribbean Tourism Organization, we pool resources and we go into those markets where people really look at the Caribbean. Because let's face it, when people are in China and Japan and those places, they're not thinking of Antigua. They're thinking of the Caribbean. Some of them you have to even explain to them where the Caribbean is. But the fact is, the Caribbean is a more recognizable brand in those areas. And if we can get passenger flows down in this area, everybody will benefit.
Yeah.